Well, hi everyone. We are solving for a variable. That's another part of solving equations. You have an equation. You can use properties to solve an equation, or a formula for that matter, for a variable. So it may have one variable by itself somewhere. You can get it so that another variable is by itself. And just using the properties like the addition and subtraction properties of equality that we did in the previous lesson, multiplication and division properties of equality. So example 1 here, we got the surface area, which is represented by the variable s, of a cylinder. Brings back memories of your geometry days, I'm sure. R is the radius and h is the height, but the surface area is 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h in a cylinder. We want to solve this for h. So I'm going to rewrite the formula because I'm going to be working with both sides of it. S equals 2 pi r squared plus 2 pi r h. So it's got two terms here on this side. The ones that are all multiplied together, that's one term, and then the plus separates this from that term there. And we are solving, I'm going to kind of box it in there. We're going to get that h by itself. We're solving for h. I want h by itself. Right now s is by itself. I want to get h by itself. And these two terms are being added. If I were, and I'm going to draw a line here, subtract 2 pi r squared from the right side, that's going to cancel. And the subtraction property of equality says you got to do it to the left side as well. Now when I rewrite this, I got the s and I got the minus 2 pi r squared. I can't do anything more to simplify that. These two guys canceled, so I have 2 pi r h here. Now remember getting h by itself. I could divide both sides by 2, and then I'd get what's left, divide by pi, and then divide by r and go through that. Or I can do it all at once. I'm going to divide by 2 pi r, and that cancels. And then I have 2, and then pi and r here. And as I write my final step, we're getting this h by itself. It's going to have h equals, I'll just come over here and then write this, s minus 2 pi r squared over 2 pi r. So if you knew the radius of a cylinder and you knew the surface area of a cylinder, you could use this formula and find what the height of the cylinder is. Sometimes it's good to be able to manipulate formulas like that. Now, example 2. I've got this general formula. It's got a z, a w, an x, and a y for variables in it. And it's got the number 3 in it. That's not a variable. We know what that is. And we're going to solve it instead of having y by itself. Let's try getting z by itself. And what I tell people is, and we'll do the separating thing here, on this side, we want to get z by itself. We want to get rid of everything else. I say start what's furthest from the z and undo that. And if you were to start, and if you were to calculate something, the first thing you do is subtract, and then you would divide, and then you would subtract again. Well, let's undo that last subtraction. Let's add x to both sides. We're starting furthest from the z and then working our way toward it. Z minus w over 3 equals y plus x. Now, next thing I would do is undo the division of 3 by multiplying by 3. I'll put that in parentheses. I'll put this in parentheses. And multiplying both sides by 3. That 3 and for the division and that 3 at the multiplication cancel out. So I've got z minus w equals, and when I simplify, I think I'll distribute, use the distributive property, y times 3, which I'll write as 3y, and x times 3, which I'll write as 3x. And then, I'm trying to get z by itself. I have this minus w, that z by itself. So let's add w to both sides. Keep coming down here. And add w here. That makes 0. Z plus 0 is z. Negative w plus w is 0. That's just kind of how it works. And then I got the 3y. That's not like terms with the 3x. And that's not like terms with the w. So that's as good as it gets here. Alright, you guys take care.